Right before the movie started, my friend leaned over and asked why the actor on screen had my last name. My last name is Voss. It's not common. Growing up, I never met another Voss outside my immediate family. Teachers always mispronounced it on the first day of school. Strangers asked if it was Dutch or German. My mom would just smile and say it belonged to us. My dad left when I was 6. No phone calls, no birthday cards, no explanation. My mom sat me down one morning and said he was gone, and that was the last time she ever brought him up. I learned fast not to ask questions. We moved twice in 1 year, and somewhere along the way, the story of my dad became something I just didn't touch. I grew up fine. I had my mom, I had my best friend Danny, and I had a version of normal that worked for us. I didn't think about him much, or at least I told myself I didn't. Last October, Danny and I went to the movies. It was opening night for some big action thriller she'd been obsessing over for months. We got there early, grabbed overpriced popcorn, found our seats. The theater was packed. The lights dimmed and the opening credits started rolling across the screen. That's when Danny leaned over and whispered, "Hey, why does that actor have your last name?" I looked up. There it was in clean white letters, written and directed by Daniel Voss. I laughed it off. Told her Voss wasn't that unique. She shrugged and went back to her popcorn. But my eyes stayed on the screen the entire time the credits rolled. Then the movie started and I tried to focus. I really did, but I couldn't stop thinking about it. I pulled out my phone and searched the name in the dark. The first result was an IMDb page. Daniel Voss, director. Born 1971, and then a photo loaded. My hands went cold. It was my dad's face. Older, but unmistakably him. Same jaw, same eyes, same specific way his mouth sat when he wasn't smiling. I had one photo of him at home, a creased thing my grandma had slipped me years ago without telling my mom. I had memorized that photo. I knew that face. I sat in that dark theater for 2 hours watching a movie my father had made. His name appeared again at the end. Executive producer credits, special thanks, all of it. His name everywhere. Daniel Voss. A whole career. A whole life. Danny kept checking on me during the drive home. I told her I was fine. I wasn't. I spent the next 3 weeks going down a rabbit hole I probably should have left alone. He had a website, a production company, an Instagram with 40,000 followers full of behind-the-scenes photos and festival appearances, and a life that looked full and happy and completely unbothered. He had a daughter. She looked about 12. She was in 3 different photos, laughing at some outdoor premiere, wearing a jacket that said crew on the back. He had a whole daughter, a different one. I don't know how long I sat with all of that before I decided to do something. I told myself I just wanted answers. I wasn't looking for a reunion or an apology or anything dramatic. I just wanted to understand how someone walks out on a 6-year-old and then goes on to have another family like the first one was a rough draft. I sent him a message through his production company's contact form. I kept it short. I told him my name and my mother's name, and that I thought he might know who I was. He responded in 4 hours. He asked if we could talk privately. Said he'd been wondering if something like this would happen someday. Said he had things he'd wanted to say for a long time. We video called 2 weeks later. He cried before I did, which I hadn't expected. He said leaving was the worst thing he'd ever done, and that there was no version of it that made him look good because there wasn't one. He didn't try to make excuses. He just said he was 28 and terrified, and he made a choice he spent decades regretting. I asked about the other daughter. He said her name was Mara, that her mom was his second wife, that Mara knew about me because he told her the truth when she was old enough to understand it. A 12-year-old girl already knew I existed, had known longer than I did. I haven't figured out what any of this means yet. We've talked 3 more times. My mom knows. She was quiet for a long time after I told her, then said, "Do whatever you need to do. I love you either way." I still haven't seen his movie. I walked out of that theater having watched the whole thing and absorbed none of it. But Danny texted me this morning asking if I wanted to go back and actually watch it this time. I think I might.